dumbass.
Hello. Welcome to the Gig Economy Podcast, episode 247. Talking about why you DoorDash drivers keep asking for more tips after you've already been tipped, and then why people keep putting their phone in their face when they go to a delivery. So we'll kind of talk about that, just the annoying things of gig workers, especially why, I don't know, it's always DoorDashers. I guess that's the most popular one. But Larry, how's it going?
It's going well. It's a beautiful day here. Finally, we were up in the 70s again today, so finally got some nice sunny weather here.
Awesome. Yeah, it was sunny today, sunny for the next couple days, so that's good. Go to gigeconomyshow.com for anything podcast related. You can sign up for the newsletter. I want to thank our Patreon members, Samson from Grand Rapids, Bud from North Carolina, Omar from Detroit, Delivery Cats from Michigan, Frank from Philly, Tom from Chicago, Jim from Connecticut, Miguel from GR, Linda from Tampa, and Jerry from Kentucky. If you want to join the podcast or the Patreon, now is the best time to it. We have lowered the price of the Patreon. Never done it before. We decided that it was probably, since the economy is kind of struggling, and so yeah, right now it's a 7-day free trial. The $10 tier now becomes $7, and so you're able to join that for $7, and the $5 tier became $3. So all the same perks that there were before, just a little bit of better price. You may have got a notification if you already are a supporter saying that the price is going down. So that's good news. So now is a great time to... My mic sounds like I'm far away.
Yeah, it does kind of sound like you're a little bit echoey or something, or something is different about your mic.
Something is different. So let me check here. Oh, of course, because I got my stupid ass freaking webcam mic.
There we go.
Sorry about
that's
that.
Much better. Yeah, I was just sending you a message on Telegram, and Traveler popped up. So I was like, well, I'll go ahead and address it on here.
No, I totally, if it ever happens, I want you to. It's funny, like the podcast would sound fine, but the live stream sounds shitty. Yeah. So I can't hear the difference. So yeah, it's my webcam. Sometimes it changes. So, so you will see, where was I? Oh yeah. So patreon.com/the GigEcon podcast.
Yeah. And now is the time to join. Like you said, it's lower price, and we're doing a Patreon show after every show now.
Yep. 8-10 PM every Wednesday is the Patreon. So if you're a $7 tier supporter, you can tune in and, talk to us and ask questions and ask behind the scene kind of things, even though I'm pretty
get all the secrets.
I'm pretty straightforward when I on this show too, but I would be more straightforward on the Patreon. So
definitely.
Larry, Telegram group, which is not behind a paywall, and we'd love for you to join it.
Yeah, feel free to join the Telegram. It's just a chat program that we use to communicate and keep in touch. You can do text just like a normal texting app, but you can also do video messages or voice messages, which are the voice messages is really good when you're out driving. You don't want to be texting and driving, but you can talk to gig workers all over the country. We can share what's going on, what gigs are really hot right now, what's not doing so well, any new gigs that pop up. And it's just a good way to meet friends who know what you're going through. They know the struggle of the gig economy because they're out there doing the same thing in that grind.
Yeah, for sure. I will not be doing any gig work this week. Got a lot of school bus driving to do. Got a lot of field trips this week, so which is good. It doesn't use, my car and my battery and wear and tear. So, lastly, if you could go to TikTok and follow us, we actually are streaming live there right now. Love for you to join us there. It's a new platform. We're trying to grow it a little bit. So I got a burp. I got this. I'm fasting, so I'm drinking this bubbly, and
yeah.
You never have so much carbonation than in a bubbly. Like it's, I don't know why it's so much more. It just, but anyways. So yeah, if you haven't followed us on TikTok yet, we'd love for you to follow us there. and join us. All right,
Definitely.
stories from the road. I do not have anything because last week was Comic-Con, and I haven't done anything this week. So, Larry, I know you were grinding a little bit. Your wife was out of town, so
Yeah, she was in Virginia, so I was out working a couple nights last weekend. And first story, two things I've never had happen before happened this weekend. So the first one, there's a picked up a. Well, first of all, I left the house I was out for a little while and then went out about 9 o'clock again after I ate dinner and picked up a large tea, sweet tea from Cookout, which I do a lot because I like their tea, like their ice, and they know me in there pretty well. And so I just got that. My very next ride, I go pick up these people at a place called the White Squirrel Brewery.
I love the name.
Yeah, it's a pretty popular place. We're known for our white squirrels here in Bowling Green. Seriously.
Oh, you are? Okay.
Yeah. No, I'm serious. Yeah. We have a lot of white squirrels here in town.
Okay.
So you don't see that a lot of places.
No.
But anyway, the couple was probably like early 70s, I'd say. And the guy, he was pretty good sized guy, and he was fairly intoxicated. Not obnoxious or anything, but you could tell he'd had quite a bit. So his wife sat in the back, he sat up front next to me, and they're like, "Hey, we're pretty hungry. Is there any way we could swing through a drive-through at Wendy's?" And I was like, "Well, we'll drive by and see what it looks like if it's not busy." And there was like one or two cars. I'm like, "Yeah, that's no problem." So we go through. I roll down the window in the back so his wife can order the food. We go up to the second window where they give you the food, and I'm looking at the guy and making the food and everything. And I turn back around, and this old dude's drinking my tea. He's drinking my tea.
No.
I look at him, and he's like, "Oh, wait a minute. Is that yours? I thought that was mine." I'm like, "Well, it's yours now." And he's like, "I thought they just gave us our food." I was like, "Dude, they haven't handed us a single thing
Did
yet."
you order tea, sir?
Yeah.
Did he order tea?
No, he ordered a Sprite or something. Yeah, he was drunk. So anyway, they reimbursed me, so I go get another tea. And so then the second thing that happened, you know how we always try to look, make sure nobody leaves everything in the back seat, but it's hard to do every time. And usually my car's a little better lit because I have my LED lights, but they have a short in them, so I got to get some new ones. So I picked up this girl. She's probably about 25. I'm pretty sure she was carrying like a little bag, like some kind of little duffel bag or something. Went to drop her off, and like during the ride, I heard it like a zipper back there. I think she was, looking in her bag for something. Anyway, drop her off and get probably 5 minutes away. I'm sitting at a stoplight, and I kind of glanced in the back seat, and I see something back there. I was like, "Oh, she's left something on the back seat." So it's directly behind me, so I can't really see it. So I just reach back behind there and grab it and pull it up. And this girl's left a pair of drawers in my back seat.
Dude, what? Two of the craziest stories, honestly.
A pair of underwear in my car, and I'm like, I really think it was just in her bag. And like I said, I think when she was going through there trying to find something, I think it came out, and
were they warm?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Please tell me you have dash cam of both these incidents.
Oh, I'm unless I've taken. Yeah, I'm sure I do.
Oh, pull it out tonight and clip
okay, I'll
it.
go get it. Yeah, I'll go get it tonight. I didn't pull either one of them, but yeah. So I reported it because I just wanted to see if she would claim it. I reported it through the app.
Did you?
Never heard anything.
Pete, were they sexy?
No, they weren't like lacy panties or anything like that. They were just, just kind of just regular women's underwear. Like I said, I just like, it was so funny because, sat directly behind me. I couldn't see it. So I just reached back there and grabbed it and pulled it up. I was like,
dude,
are you kidding me?
Don't ever reach back unless you know what it is. Like, do not do that. That's freaking gross.
Trouble. Yeah. So yeah, immediately, the next day when I talked to my wife, I'm like, "So you're always asking if there's any stories from last night. Just so you know, some girl left her underwear in my car. So if I forget to throw these out and you happen to see them laying there,
I would run to the garbage can and throw those away. Like, I would put them in two different bags, tie them up, and then throw them away. Like, I don't need any of that trouble. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah, that's crazy, Larry. Yeah. Holy cow.
Yeah. And the funniest thing is at my work, we have a Monday morning sit down and where we just go around and talk about projects for the week. But our boss always goes around and is like, "Oh, so what'd you do fun this weekend? What'd you do? What'd you do?" And so I was telling him about my stories, and he was shaking his head. He's like, "Okay, from now on, every Monday, Larry, you got to tell us this Uber story, a funny Uber story." I'm like, "Well, I've got a few."
Yeah, I mean, for sure you do, but like this is to have two of them in one weekend, that's pretty good.
Yeah, it is, because you go, sometimes you go weeks or months without anything really, too unusual happening. But that was two new things that have not happened to me. had few things left, but never underwear.
Yeah, I cannot wait to see the video because I just want to see your reaction. You're like when you're like, because I would be like, "What the hell?"
Yeah. Oh goodness.
Oh, that great stories. So
fun stuff.
Well, hopefully we'll be able to. At least me and you will be able to see it. We'll decide if we're going to share it with the world.
John said she planted the seed so Larry can follow her inside.
Yeah.
and let me tell you, I dropped her off one of the wealthy neighborhoods in Bowling Green. Big giant house.
Yeah. More likely, I mean, not TMI.
I think they just fell out.
Well, TMI is maybe it was her time of the month, and a lot of women do carry underwear just in case they have an accident. So
yeah, I think she had spent the night. I think she was going home because, like I said, I think she had a duffel bag full of stuff, and I did hear rummaging around back there.
John says I rarely do food deliveries nowadays, but when I do, a third of them get canceled after I deliver them. Why is that? After you deliver them? And then Jerry's like, "Why didn't you take them back?"
Well, like I said, I didn't notice it right away, and I wasn't going to go back and ring a doorbell at, it was late. It was, after midnight.
Yeah. No,
but I did put it in the app.
Yeah.
She never claimed them.
Yeah. I mean, you did the right thing. So
try to get that $20.
Right. Money up front.
Yep.
Oh, that's great. All right, gig economy in the news. So we have been seeing a lot of it, and I'm sure y'all have seen it too, but just the scamming. Now John's got me saying scammy. It's kind of scammy. It's like drivers asking for more money, once they already got tips. So this is, oops, I didn't want to do that. I always forget this new thing. And we're not even in there. I have to add us every time. Oh my God, I hate this.
They always got to mess.
But
with
I mean, why? I don't even know how to add you. That's the stupid thing. Whatever.
Yeah, it's all good.
I didn't even care anymore. I'm frustrated. So it says your dasher is Penny. Hey, Justine, and then. It's all like emojis and stuff. So sorry for the delay. Most dashers won't take this order at busy dinner time due to dash pays so very little for small orders. I take them all due to my family is struggling. If you could, oh God, when you read these, if you could anything at all to the tip before 1 hour after I drop it off, I would be extremely grateful. If not, I understand. I will give you an ETA shortly. And he's like, the drink machine's broken, by the way. And she's like, $6 is not enough of a tip. That's 30%. And then she says it's less than 5-minute drive from the restaurant to my house. $6 is a pretty good tip. The app recommended $3.50.
Yeah.
So it's like, I mean, I guess it's not. It's a little bit better than. It wasn't so like.
It wasn't quite as cringy.
It wasn't quite as cringy. Yeah. Yeah. It wasn't like I would say cocksuckery where they're, they're just like, yo, this is bullshit, blah, blah, blah. But y'all, you accept the order. Okay. I'm sorry that you are in a position in your life where you have to take every single one. If that's the case, then maybe you need to find another job. Like there's plenty of work out there. Maybe find something part-time. You can do this part-time. I'd be curious how much it actually works. Doing that.
Yeah, because there's a certain amount of people you're going to tick them off, and they're gonna definitely
report.
They might lower the tip.
Yeah. I mean, they do make it probably hard to lower the tip, but I don't know. It's just so cringy to me, and it's just like, don't take the order. Just don't freaking take it. Just like that one that guy had that one sheet that he filled out.
Right.
People love that. People couldn't believe that one when we
Yeah.
shared that on social media. So
Yeah, he talks about it. I'm taking it because my family needs it. Well, if you're losing money on the order, you're not doing yourself any favors.
you're not helping your family out by taking
Right.
everything at bottom prices.
Right.
And again, and we go this time and time again. They're going to keep doing this if you keep taking them.
Mm-hmm.
And I get it. I'm trying not to judge him. I'm not in his shoes. I get it. But I bet you he's not in that position. I bet he's just doing that to get more money. Maybe.
Possibly. Yeah, very possibly.
Yeah, but just don't do that. Just do your work. Don't take the order if it's shitty, because it's going to be shitty. And chances are, I would guess if they do that 100 times, they might get 3 people to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, either don't take it or don't complain about it.
Yeah. Yeah, one of the two, for sure. Yeah. All right, moving on, Larry.
Yeah, so I think this one has a video of, I think it's a Walmart Spark driver.
Yeah, we can't quite, the community and Reddit can't quite figure out what he did, but whatever it is, he's not
having a good day.
He's not having a good day. So we'll talk through it because there's, I don't think there's any sound, so.
Yeah, I don't know if that.
I think there is in the video, but when I downloaded it, it said no sound. So
okay,
he's in a driveway. He's clearly already parked, and he's making a delivery.
And then he gets in his car and drives away.
Yeah, they couldn't hear us.
Yeah,
I saw you talking. So yeah, basically the video starts where it clipped it is he's walking up from the road. So I don't know if he was like verifying an address, but
he's not near his car.
No, when the video first started, you know how cameras are. Sometimes they start at different times or whatever. But he opens that door and
airmails it.
Airmails it.
Yeah, just what was it, 3 bags, just tosses them out across the driveway.
Yeah.
Yeah, not just like dropping them down the ground. No, he throws them like across the driveway.
I get you have a bad day. I get that frustration. I've not had a ton of them on Spark, so I don't know what's going on with him. I mean, usually it's fucking people trying to touch my radio. You know what I mean? Like it's annoying humans. But I mean, but yeah, he's gonna get fired. Like he's gonna get deactivated.
This almost looks like either one he's had history with the people who live at this house.
Yeah,
like it's his ex-wife's house or something. Or he's had a bad day, doesn't care because you're gonna get fired after this.
Yeah, I don't know, man. As mad as I've been at people, I don't know if I could just throw their shit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I haven't done anything to you.
I might I might not put it in the most ideal spot just to be like, that's like me getting back at the man. You know what I mean? Like not enough to get deactivated, but enough to be like, I'm going to fuck you. Like, you know what I mean?
Stick it to the man.
Yeah. Stick it to the man. But I would never just like airmail like delivery. I'd
have to have a very serious personal, vendetta with these people to do something like that.
Maybe remember that driver that did that one day that went on that rant and that was her last day. Maybe this guy's maybe it was his last day and he didn't care.
Maybe, maybe moving to a W-2 job and he's like, screw this, I'm just tossing them out.
Yes, for sure. Okay, I shared this on social media. I did tag the creator because I thought it was really funny, but it's just an example of how a lot of drivers shove their phones into the worker's face and just be a dick about it. So 12-second video and then we'll talk.
Hey, how are you? Can I help you? DoorDash. Okay. DoorDash. All right. I see it. DoorDash.
Yeah, and we've both seen those people in restaurants.
Oh yeah, I mean not that close.
I mean it's definitely it's obviously exaggerated for comedy, but some of the people, man, it doesn't matter who's in line or whatever, man, they just march right up there and like sticking the phone over the counter, like serve me right now.
So there's a couple of different reasons I think drivers do that. One is there's a language barrier. if they can't pronounce the word or the name or anything like that, and they just want to get through what they need to get through. Yeah. So I do get that, but you still don't have to like hold it out. Like they see your fucking phone in your hand like this when you're holding it. You know what I mean? You don't have to like jam it in their face. So just don't do that. And then the other issue is then they're rude. Like if you're, if you can speak the language and you're just being a dick and you just want to go, I get it. I want to get out of there too, but just wait your turn.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nothing is going to be, nothing's going to be worse is if you piss off a worker there and then you have to come there again, you're just screwing yourself.
Oh yeah. Yeah. You're going to the back of the line.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of times I love it when restaurants prioritize deliveries. God, that makes me so happy when that happens. So, by doing that, you're never going to get prioritized. They're going to tell you to eat it.
Yeah. Quite the opposite.
Yeah. So just don't do that. I wish I was more ballsy, cause I wish I would say something. I want to say something like, I mean, obviously, if something terrible, like if someone was being racist or bigoted, or it was like, I would definitely step in. But like that, it's like, do I really want to, hopefully the employee will say to them, hey, dude, bro, please don't do that.
Yeah.
But
take a chill pill.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
All right, moving forward, we have these every year. And is this an updated list, I would hope?
Yeah. So every year, and it's so funny, a friend of mine sent me this the other day. I'm like, yeah, we're talking about that on the show. He came across it. And it's funny that we're talking about this, being that I had somebody leave an item in my car.
Yeah.
So every year Uber, or I don't know if they sponsor it, but somebody does a story investigation into the, strange items that are left in rideshare vehicles. So it is. It looks like they provide a list of the 50 most unique items left behind. First of all, they say some of the most common ones include legal documents, high-end liquors, vinyl records, Nintendo Switches, yoga mats, and Philadelphia Eagles merchandise.
Whoa! These are the most common ones?
Well, it says major reoccurring trends, so not the most commons, but trends in the last year. So I'm obviously not going to read all 50 of them, but just hit some highlights here. There are some interesting ones. A mannequin head with human hair. I don't know how you verify that that it's actually human hair, but anyway, a chainsaw, a urinal. So first of all, urinal is not going in my car. It's in my, in the trunk. How do you leave that? I don't know.
Well, not like they don't mean like an actual, like a men's urinal, like in a stall, like
a thirsty goose.
Yeah, I'm thinking thirsty goose style. I mean, not as stylish, but like that size.
Okay. Next one's two mattresses. Okay. How do you leave two mattresses in the car? An aquarium, again, a unicycle.
Okay, I can see that. An aquarium, again, if it's very small, maybe you're moving, maybe you just got kicked out of your boyfriend's place and you got to take your fish. Maybe they died.
A hoverboard and a mini fridge.
Okay, a mini fridge, interesting.
Yeah, divorce papers.
That was intentional.
Yeah, Ozempic, Cornish hens.
This has got to be made up. Cornish hens?
10 live lobsters. How do you leave 10 live lobsters in an Uber?
I'm gonna need to see pictures of this because
so that's some of the more unusual ones that are on that list.
Yeah,
and if you want to read the whole list, just Google unique items left in Ubers. You'll find it on any search engine. It'll come up because this story was on most of the news outlets last week. Yeah, Wesley sent a partridge in a pear tree.
Yeah, definitely. Pretty much. Yeah, and I always link all the stories. I started doing that like maybe a couple months ago, maybe the 1st of January. So all the stories, if you're listening to the audio podcast, unless it's a picture, for whatever reason I can't put pictures in Buzzsprout, but all the links you can check on that. And Pete says I got it.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Pete said he got a really nice pair of Beats headphones and actually tried really hard to return them too. I didn't get Beats headphones. I got one of those. I got some of those headphones that don't go in your ear. They're kind of over the bone induction.
Oh yeah.
Shocks. I think it's the brand name of them. I did get one of those one time, and they work really well. But
yeah, I don't know. Pete got a pair of Beats. I mean, those aren't cheap. Why?
No, those are not cheap.
I mean, I will always like that kind of stuff. If it's just something like dumb, I'm not gonna really worry about. Like if it's my bane of my existence is pencils and pens on my freaking bus. I just throw them away. Actually, if it's a good pen, I keep it. But
yeah, for sure. Well, yeah. So, and like over the years, I've had I know like 2 sets of keys that nobody ever claimed.
That's crazy too.
Because they had it had a dorm key. It had a bunch of keys and the fob. Like there was like 10 or keys on there. And then I had one that was a wallet with credit cards and stuff. I contacted the guy, and he was supposed to get back in touch with me, and because I had like 5 or 6 credit cards in there. Didn't have any money or anything. But he's like, yeah, I need to get that back. He lived in Nashville. He was up here, then I never could get a hold of him again.
Did it have his ID in it and everything?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a pain in the ass. The credit cards, okay, whatever. You can, but that's still a pain in the ass too. You got to cancel.
Yeah, you got to cancel everything, and anything that you're paying automatically, you got to change it. And
that's odd.
Yeah. I think his wallet. I think it's still down in my gun safe.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Well, let's get the cards out. See if they're not expired.
Oh, I mean, I Christmas shopping, man. I did my Christmas shopping.
No, we're just kidding.
So what's the most unique thing you think you've ever had?
I was trying to rack my brain. I mean, I don't really have anything. I've had a few phones.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think I've had anything super unique.
Yeah, I would say phone has to be number one left.
Yeah, I don't know why they're not bringing that up, and it's got to be number one.
Yeah, I mean, I think they were just talking about some trends they've seen, because everybody knows. I mean, phone's got to be number one, easy.
Yeah,
people are always laying that down, and I try to remind people, or you'll look back there and they've already gotten out and the phone's laying there. And you're like, hey, your phone, get your phone, because I won't have to chase your ass down later.
Well, yeah, I always, it's different now with my smaller car, but when I had a big group, I would always audibly, not always, but if I remembered, I would audibly say it.
Yeah,
but
make sure you got everything.
Yeah, now that it's smaller, or if they're really shit-faced.
Yeah,
I'd be like, hey, yo, make sure you got all your stuff.
Yeah, look around, make sure you got it all.
But now I just look at that one spot, and like you said, you something caught your eye behind you, but I don't get out and look.
Yeah, I don't get out for sure.
Yeah, probably should, but I don't drive people much anymore. So
yeah.
All right, moving on. This person had a really bad day. She was out delivering Uber, or do I have this one in here? Oh, fuck, did I forget? No, what? What's this one?
Despite what
No, that's not. What the fuck?
What's going on?
You know what happens? See, I get distracted while I'm prepping the show.
Yeah.
Like everyone does. And then I forget to, because I have to put it in this bootleg thing.
Yeah.
And then download it, which I'm doing now, and I'm filming.
While you're doing all that, just want to say thanks, Wesley, for watching us on TikTok. Thanks for the like.
Yeah, appreciate that.
Please spread the news. Anybody that you might know that might enjoy the show. We're trying to build up our TikTok following, and
yeah, for sure. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for sharing. Hey, appreciate it.
All right. Oh, shit. Where did my other thing go?
Wesley may be the first one that shared our live video.
Right? I lost my rundown. Okay, so this is you're not gonna see us for a second. Just stand by. There we go. We're back. I must have exit out of all right. We promise we're professionals.
We do this all the time.
He's regretting sharing the show. Okay, here we go. So this guy This person is delivering, and you'll see what happens. Sorry, that was a terrible setup.
Yes, he most definitely doing Amazon for sure.
So for the audio listeners, this is a guy that does repos. And she went to go do a delivery, and he's backing up and picking up her car right now. And she's inside. She's about ready to come out.
Wait! I gotta finish! Hold on, wait. No, wait, I need this. I was just about to pay it tomorrow.
So yeah,
That's harsh.
Yeah, it's harsh. So for the audio listeners, someone delivering a package, and the guy saw her car. He's probably been watching for that car. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that was a repo because she said
Yep.
I was going to pay tomorrow. So yeah, he's been looking for her, and yeah, she was in there doing the delivery. Man, it doesn't take them long with these new tow trucks. Man, they
Nope.
back in, boom, they're hooked up and gone.
The only thing that took him long, he did the right thing. He checked in the car to make sure there's no people in it, because you can legally get in some trouble if you yank that car and there's somebody in it.
there. Yeah.
So I think he was just peeking in there to make sure nobody was in it.
He definitely walked back there and looked in the car.
Yeah, because when I first watched it, I was like, what is he doing?
But they don't have to do anything else. I mean,
Nope.
it's not like the old days. They had to get out and hook everything up, and it takes them a while. Now they back in there, it bumps against there, and those things click, and boom,
Yeah.
they're gone.
I think
They're gone.
once they get clear though, they do pull over and like put. I don't think they would ride like that the whole way down the road, but maybe they do. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, but it doesn't take them long, man. I've seen some of the repo videos, and they just, man, they're in and out.
Dude, I love watching those. I don't know if it's that guy, but there's another guy that has a great setup and like all cameras all over the place, and he gets not surly with them, but he plays into the character. But I know I felt bad for her, but like, bro, like you gotta pay the bill. Like, it's not like it's been one payment. She's probably like 4 or 5 months behind.
Yeah.
You gotta, and I always tell my, and I'm sure you've told your kids too, like, if you get in trouble with finance, just communicate with them.
Yeah,
Just
they're
be like,
much
hey,
more likely to work with you. And
absolutely.
If you start ducking their calls.
Yeah, they don't want to repo it. They're going to lose money on it. They want to work with you. Obviously, if you're not going to work with them, they're going to repo it, and you're fucked.
Yep.
It's going to ruin your credit. You better just call them and say, hey, I can do this, or whatever. And they may not work with you. I don't know. Depend on the lender. They may be heartless.
Never hurts
but
to ask.
It never hurts to ask. Yeah, exactly. Just don't let it go, because that's going to. It's going to screw you.
It's not going to disappear. Problem's not going to disappear.
No, it ain't. Yeah, and just because it gets repo doesn't, you still owe that money.
Mm-hmm.
It's you're still on the hook, and now you owe the money. You got no car.
Yeah.
So, anyways,
Make
all
the
right.
bad thing worse.
Moving on, Larry. Waymo, we love it.
Yeah. So this story is about Waymo robo taxis made up 20% of Uber rides in Austin, Texas, in the last week of March. So,
dang,
20%. I mean, that's quite a bit.
Yes, it is.
So, yeah, it says. Let's see. It says the firm found that Waymo has racked up 80% more driverless rides in its operating zone in Austin in the first 27 days than it did in the early days of its San Francisco launch. Says a key difference in the rollout is that Waymo trips are exclusively available through Uber in Austin, while in San Francisco they're available only through the Waymo's app.
Okay.
So that's one big difference there. So, what I think the Waymo app, you're not going to find a ton of people in most places that are going to have the Waymo app. But yeah, it says prior to launching with Uber in Austin in early March, Waymo was offering autonomous rides to its own Waymo One app in Phoenix, San Francisco, and Los Angeles. In these markets, the access was only on a limited invite-only basis for several months before they opened it up, to a wider audience. Waymo service in Atlanta, which is coming up, is also going to be offered exclusively through the Uber app when it begins this summer. In Austin, the rides are limited to a 37 square mile operating zone, which includes Hyde Park to downtown and to Montopolis. Uber said in February it plans to expand it in the future. Customers may be matched with Waymo's electric Jaguar vehicles depending on availability, and they do have the option to accept or to switch to a non-driverless vehicle before one is dispatched.
Okay. Well, we see, I don't have anything offhand, but we hear the statistics of they're doing a lot of rides in a lot of cities.
They are. Certainly are.
They're ramping it up. We've been talking about this for years, but I'm starting to get a little bit concerned. Not concerned, but like it's now pretty active in the news. It's a regular thing we see that they're expanding and doing a lot.
They are. It's definitely starting to. The trend is definitely on the upswing. We've talked about this for years and years and years, and it was flatlining. It was just talk, and they would have accident. They'd have to stop their testing. They'd go back, and somebody would start up, and somebody else would sell theirs, and they would consolidate, and a lot of horse trading going on and things like that. But now we consistently every week we read about another market that's opening up. For this here and overseas. And
I'm pretty sure most of those companies have had accidents. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. They're not all free and clear. Like I swear all of them have had a fatality.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, I think our minds go to that when we think about like, oh, it's a driverless car, it's a fatality. But I mean, how many fatalities are out there with people behind the wheel every day? We're just so used to that. It's just like kind of an anomaly when it's a driverless car,
Yeah.
But I think the technology is getting there.
It's getting there. But we'll talk about how it's not quite getting there too. Wesley said he got an Uber on the 2nd. It cost $67, and the driver got $30 for almost an hour drive. Insane. Well, that's actually not that bad. That's almost half.
Yeah.
I mean, but yeah, it's terrible. Some of the rides that we get are just trash.
Yeah, Pete said maybe Waymo can come here and drive Ivory and all the baby seatless riders.
Well, that's the thing. So that actually brings up a really good point. Mm-hmm. Is Waymo going to stop the car and say, because I mean, there's cameras everywhere in there. It's not like a single dash
stop
cam.
And say, yeah, I'm sorry, we can't take you without a car seat.
But I wonder if it would.
I don't know, and where's that line? If that if it's. And they're supposed to be so tall or so old before, is the voice on the way? How old is your child? Are they going to ask them?
Pete saying that, I know it's making a joke, but that really brings up a good point. I don't know.
Yeah, it opens up a lot of questions. Same thing with underage riders. Are they going to?
Well, same. I mean, that's that's less risky, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
Because but if you got a little baby in there, because I mean. The rider's going to sue Waymo. I mean,
for sure.
Even though they brought the kid in without, they'll be like, "Well, you didn't have a prompt." Oh man, I want to know now.
Yeah, I mean, there's we're going to see a lot of interesting situations.
Right,
are going to come up.
For sure. Well, speaking of that,
Waymo in the news.
So this one's from the rideshare guy. I do have that video. Apparently I was very distracted this morning when I was prepping the show. So this one's from the rideshare guy. It's going to kind of talk about, I'm just going to fucking play it.
Despite what the headlines say, autonomous vehicles are not yet prime time. Wise News Collective on Instagram caught this video of two Waymo vehicles that malfunctioned in the heart of downtown Los Angeles, as well as a robot delivery vehicle at the same time. Looks like human rideshare drivers and delivery workers might still have work for a while. Watch this.
Hate to see it. Uh-oh, another drunk robot, ladies and gentlemen. Waymo cars were hanging out with Bender, and this is what happens. We got drunk robots. Hey, don't hit me, robot.
Well, get out of the way, you dummy.
Hey, Waymo, don't.
What the?
Have too much to drink. These robots, too much Pennzoil, Yeah, get some all messed up. Officer, he's just drunk. Too much Pennzoil, you know.
Oh my God, this guy's trying to make a joke.
This is getting worse. This one realized that too. Alright.
Oh God, it's in the same scene.
Somebody call RoboCop. Where's RoboCop? Oh, this is Detroit. Oh, there's another one.
Detroit?
This one kidnaps a person. This one is, I don't know what's going on, ladies and gentlemen. This is not good. I don't know. These stock prices might have something to say for these drunk robots. This one too. I keep telling y'all people they lying about this stuff. They say it works, but it just drinks on the job. Oh, look this way. Across the street.
Hurry, go!
Oh my
man.
goodness.
I wasn't going to play the whole thing, but it just got better and better.
Yeah, it's pretty good. So yeah, audio listeners. So it's just a clusterfuck is all you can really say. I mean, there's two Waymo cars that are kind of stuck. And then there's one of the little food delivery robots on the sidewalk, and it's just like running into the wall repeatedly.
Yeah.
And then it finally does straighten itself out eventually, and it goes across the crosswalk, and traffic's flowing, and this one car is kind of keep edging up on it like he's gonna hit it. And yeah, this is a mess, just a mess. Like, can you imagine when there's like 8 cars, 8 robo taxis that are just all stuck and can't do anything? And
yeah, but what's interesting, I really think there is a driver for that robo delivery. I really do. Because it actually, it was trying to decide if the car was going to stop, and it sped up a little bit, and then it slowed down. I feel like anything autonomous moves kind of slow for the most part when it's, trying to figure stuff out. But that little robot was like, and then zipped across. But
I'll do some research before next week and see if I can find out anything.
Okay,
they have drivers.
Yeah. So yeah, that we talk about how we're worried about it, but then this shit happens, and of course the guy making a joke about Pennzoil. Hey, dipshit, they're electric cars. First of all, that joke doesn't. It would be somewhat funny if they were gas powered cars, but they're electric, so that doesn't even apply. I think he was.
That's what
drunk.
you got out of all that.
Yeah, I was so annoyed by his lame dad jokes. I'm just like,
oh
God.
Yeah,
but
he was trying to joke with the police officer there.
Well, and that brings up a good point too. We do find if there's not the regular, if it can be busy, but if it doesn't have the regular flow of traffic, there's construction or a police officer because there's accident, or even if there's a police officer directing traffic, it doesn't know what to do.
Right.
It doesn't know what to do. And I wish, honestly, and maybe it's just gathering data and then down the road it's going to be better, but I wish someone would come on and be like, okay, I'm going to drive out of this fucking shit. And then once it's, maybe they don't have control. I would assume they would.
Yeah, I mean, the story I talked about last week, in one of the stories, it did say that through the app, the person could pull the car over. But I don't know as far as somebody being able to drive the car out of a bad situation like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
That'd be another good thing to research.
Yeah, at least in that situation, it would be slow moving, and then once they got free of it, it's not like they're going 75 down the highway.
Right? Yeah. They're just kind of inching way down through this gridlock.
But I'd be curious what they tell the press, how much they can control it, and how much they actually can control it if they need to get in there. I think they have full reign of that fucking car at any point.
They would almost have to.
They have to. What if it went cuckoo bananas?
Yeah, they've got to be. Well, I mean, obviously it has a kill switch.
Yeah,
but yeah, you have to think that somebody's got to be able to control it.
Yeah, but fun. That's our future.
It's coming.
Moving forward, real quick. Octopus tablet. It's a tablet you can get in your car. You can earn extra money. It plays trivia and games and stuff like that. They send the tablet for free. Everything's free. Can make up to $100. People love it. Larry's uses it currently. I do not. I'm not doing really any ride share.
Yeah, I turned mine back. I unlinked mine from Uber, so the games came back for the Uber riders, and I got a lot more interaction. With,
you want
there's nothing with them to interact with as much when it's just showing the ride. So yeah, I unlinked it, and I'm going to keep it unlinked unless they force me to.
Exactly, it's there to entertain your passengers, to make a connection with them, have a good time. Because I think when you do that, you're more likely to get a tip.
Yeah, and they just enjoy it so much more. They always have fun. I got 2 or 3 comments that are like, "Oh man, I really love this tablet. This is so much fun."
For sure.
Everybody loves trivia,
of course. And then Dovetail. Dovetail is it's not really an app, but you can upload your earnings each week and make $10 per application. So right now it's Uber, Lyft for rides, and DoorDash. So Larry and I typically will do one DoorDash. I mean, Larry does mostly rideshare. But I'll do one Lyft, do one Uber ride, and then one DoorDash, and there's $30. So just upload it to their site. Everything we talk about, if it's promotion or anything, the links are always in the description. But you upload it to their site, and they use the data for something. I think 10 is so generous.
yeah, we're really surprised, and but take advantage of it because we know it won't go on forever.
Sure. But I mean, it's been going on for a bit. Yeah. I mean, but
I've done it for a few months.
Yeah. So I mean, if you can get $30 a week, if you're obviously live on all those platforms, but even if it's 10, I mean that's at least lunch for 4 times a month. They paid for your lunch.
Exactly.
So
yeah. And just want to give a shout out to Octopus as well. If you drive them, when you get so many points, they'll send you swag. So I hit 5,000 points, so they sent me this nice Octopus Yeti cup. It's a genuine Yeti, not a one of the other brands, not a knockoff brand. It's genuine, and came yesterday, and I'm drinking my root beer out of it.
Yeah, you earn points by people playing the games, and
by how many rides you do,
and then a lot of rides because they know you're driving around, and so the advertising, when they play, it earns points too. So
So another reason why I wanted the games back, so I could earn more points.
Exactly. All right, this poster kind of pissed me off, but we've heard about this is Dash Routes, which I never get these fucking emails. I don't know if it's going to spam or what, but Dash Routes, let's make your tips tax free. Congress is considering the bipartisan No Tax on Tips Act, say that 5 times fast, which would exempt some tips from federal income tax. Excuse me. But there's a catch. The exemption wouldn't apply to tips received by Dashers and other independent contractors. That means your tips stayed taxed while other tips won't be. And of course, this fucking poster. Every lefty gig worker here owes President Trump an apology because no tax on tips is coming. President Trump has never lied, but he has been stopped by the swamp, especially in his first term. He promised no tax on tips, and that is exactly what will happen as long as the swamp does not ruin it for us. Greatest president of my lifetime. Who cares about the working class? So I don't know if that guy was serious. I just had to read that because I thought that was funny.
Goodness.
Yeah. Nothing's gonna like derail why you're actually posting that than being like so polarizing, whether it be left or right. Like honestly, this is a DoorDash group. But so let's talk about that a little bit. How much do you think it's really going to affect a gig worker, though, with federal tax? I mean, you have so much write-off. I feel like I get taxed more on the state level than I do federal when I do gig work.
Yeah, and I mean, and part of it, I mean, obviously we do, but not everybody. If you get cash tips, everybody doesn't report their tips. Of course, we would.
Of course,
being upstanding people we are. But yeah, I mean, I need to go back over like a year and look and see like what percentage my tips are.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing too. But well, it depends on the app. So like my DoorDash earnings would be heavier on the tips,
much heavier.
But like Walmart, mine would be more on the base. So and same with Uber, you'd be heavy on the base and less on the tip. So it all depends on what platform you're using.
Right.
But yeah, It is interesting. I mean, I'm all for no taxes, and honestly, I think it should be for us. Well, not no taxes, but
Right. Yeah.
a little
Yeah.
bit reduced. I mean, between my wife and I and gig work, we're getting $1,500 back from the feds, but I owe the state.
Man, we owed big time this year.
Oh, did you? But we owed the state $500.
We owed the state $450 and federal's $2,500.
Oh, do you know what happened?
Yeah, well, we thought one of the kids came off as a dependent, so we knew that. And then when my pension, they had the tax withholding way low.
Oh,
they had like 3%, where it should have been more like 11 or 12%.
Oh,
so I made those adjustments, and it won't happen again. But I was just getting ready to file. I was actually getting ready to send my money in the other day, and was just looking at some stuff online, and I had not heard this, and I watched some news articles about it to make sure it was true. And so I saw several stories on different news channels around the state. And actually back in March, because of the flooding and all the, bad weather and things we've had here, we got an automatic delay until November 3rd.
Oh, shit.
The whole state. So I'm like, well, I'm not sending my money in until I have to. Put in my high interest savings account and let it sit there and earn a little money.
I don't pay it. I send mine out on the if I owe on the 14th.
Yeah, that's what I was going to do. I was going to pay mine online on the 14th.
Yeah.
And the 13th, I just happened to come across that, and I'm like, let me make sure this is for sure. And I tell my wife what I was going to do. She's like, "You sure it's?"
You don't want to make that mistake.
Yeah, no, it is.
Don't you have an accountant that does your stuff?
Yeah.
Well, he should have been like, "Hey, just FYI, this has been issued for the state."
Well, yeah. See, the thing is, he's in Tennessee.
Well, I know, but you all have email.
Yeah, he did not. So I'm going to ask him about that. Why he did not mention that? But because I think it was for Tennessee as well. But I know the whole state of Kentucky. And then there's other states where it was just certain counties, and some of them got like a 3-month extension. But we got us in Tennessee, and I think maybe one or two other places got all the way until November 3rd. So I'm like, nope, that's going into the savings account.
Why is your accountant in Tennessee?
It's just because my best friend, his wife is an accountant. She used to own her own business, and she did our taxes. And then she ended up closing her business, and she recommended a friend of hers.
Oh, okay.
He happens to be in Tennessee. He used to live here. But
well, fucking fire him. You need one in your own state.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't need it in your own state, but it is helpful because they're probably not looking at the new Kentucky laws or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But anyways.
Yeah. I am going to ask him why he didn't mention, or if he knew that it wasn't due.
Yeah, because especially for people that and if you didn't have the money, it'd give you like 5-6 months to sock it away so that when you could pay it,
For sure.
So, all right, I think we got. I don't know what this next one is. What this says search. What was that about?
Yeah, this is one about a company called Blue Smart. It's a rideshare company. I believe it's in India. It was a partner or a rival of Uber, but they are actually going to exit the business, and they're going to operate as a fleet partner of Uber.
Okay.
So they've been, apparently the owners, were pretty wealthy, but they've been pouring cash into this company, and they've been burning through it. Uber's probably undercutting them would be my guess. I think it's an all electric. Their fleet is all electric. As well.
Okay.
And so it says they're going to start out, they're going to phase in, starting out with 700 to 800 cars. Once again, just kind of Uber taking over.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's the right thing to do, especially if they're all electric. I mean, that would be a great fleet for them to use those cars for their autonomous stuff. You know what I mean? I think, especially with Uber's plan to go green by 2030, which literally is 4.5 years away, that anything they can collect, because I'm sure they get all the cars too. But then I also say in my head, are they into the fleet business? You know what I mean? Or maybe in certain countries they'll be in the fleet business. I don't see it in America.
I wouldn't think so, but
especially with not to say other countries don't have money to buy a car, but I mean, there are probably more people here that are, other than like Dubai, that that can afford to buy a car to use in their fleet system. But
For sure.
But real quick, this gal, I don't know. I see if you can figure it out. So she was in the back of a Lyft. So she was chatting with friends in a Lyft, and someone texted her what they said. So I really had to kind of read through. The text was a transcript of the conversation that she had in the Lyft. And she was like, "Who's taping me?" Within a few minutes, she called the number the text came from and heard this looping automated message. "We cannot connect your call because your driver is not available right now." So it was a Lyft. It was probably the old Lyft driver that she had. She phoned the Lyft that night looking for answers. In the initial call, she said a representative told her that this was something that the rideshare company was piloting. But then about a week later, after following up with Lyft, she received a written message from a member of the company's safety team, which blamed the incident on the driver for recording her without her consent and said proper actions were taken against the driver. These ride-sharing apps are big companies, people have a lot of sensitive conversations within cabs, and they feel like they're secure. But y'all are not secure, okay? When you get in that car, we just talked about this on Legal Rideshare. When you get in that car, it is a public transportation, okay?
Yep.
You are not in a private car. This is not a company that you hired yourself. Like, it's just, and even then, I wonder on the privacy if you hired a black car from like a local company, like in your city, would that?
Yeah, I would still think they would have the right to record. It's just like recording in your own business.
Yeah.
You know, if I own a store, I have the right to record, put cameras in my store. I mean, as long as I'm not, they're not putting them in a dressing room or, something stupid like that.
Yeah, that's true. So I guess the black car would kind of be the same thing, but
I would think so.
But we don't really know, how, I started reading the article and then it got like in the fucking weeds.
Yeah.
And it got a little like, I don't know. So we really don't know what happened, if the driver was recording it and then he would just thought he would like, did he listen back to it and then text it? Like, it's fucking weird. Either way, but it's just more of hey, listen, when you're in an Uber, you are not private. People record that stuff. Jason said you do not have a right to have the aux. Well, that's different.
Yeah,
that's different. That's my car.
Yeah,
but I will record you. Yeah. And a lot of what's up?
I was just gonna say this is as a little off this subject, but I hate it. I hate it when people are in the car and they're having a phone call and they put it on speaker.
Oh, dude, it's so bad when people do it. Like, not even in the car. Like, that's bad because you're like right there. Like,
you're right there.
Yeah, I don't want to hear your conversation about what you're talking about. I don't fucking care. But the worst is like if you're like in Walmart or whatever and they're doing it, I'm like,
yeah, they're walking around just holding their phone out here having this conversation, and you're like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Is it really that hard to hold it up to your ear?
Yeah, I get it. Well, it's so funny. My mother
Pete said I hate it when people do that anywhere. I agree, Pete, but especially gets me when you're in the car.
My mother-in-law, her phone is like old and the speaker doesn't work, or not the speaker, but like the headset part. I don't know. She needs a new phone, but she's frugal. But that's how she talks on the phone now. Like, we'll be in her house and someone calls her and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, put your AirPods in or something. She's got AirPods anyways. So annoying.
Yeah, Gary said just turn up the radio when they put the phone on speaker. That's what I do, Gary. I will turn the radio up.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, what you do is you low-key, like, turn it up slowly. Just like...
Yes, I have it on the steering wheel.
Oh, yeah.
So, I'll just raise it up a little bit. Yeah, so that, I'm not reaching over to touching the radio.
Yeah.
Just a little, and keep going and keep going.
Gary says no wrench. What is this crap? I have no idea what that means.
I don't know. I thought that was directed at you.
Apparently it was, but
insider secret that I don't know about.
Well, anyways, we are wrapping this show up. I do have a really fun story for the Patreon. I was going to tell it here. It has
to the Patreon.
It has to do with gambling, and I don't gamble a lot, so it'll be a good story. But at 8:10 p.m. tonight, if you are in the $7 tier, you get action, or you get to watch that live. So we'll be back. And then Larry, gig work this week? weekend?
Yes, I will be doing gig work this week. The weekend after that, our son's getting married, so I'll be in Virginia. So definitely be doing gig work this weekend.
Thanks for the invite. Appreciate that.
Right. He's 60 people is what they invited.
I'm just teasing.
60.
If you invited me, I'd be fucking pissed.
Yeah.
Because now I got to fly to wherever the fuck he is. And
I barely made the cut, man.
Buy a gift. No thanks. No thanks.
Yeah.
So anyways, yeah, thank you guys so much. And I'm not doing gig work. I am driving school bus this weekend. So we will be, the next time I will be live, Larry can always join too, but next week, 7 o'clock on our TikTok channel with Maureen. Hopefully we can get some more people over here. But as always, don't put up with anyone's bullshit.
And we'll see you on the road. And thanks for watching on TikTok.
Yeah, appreciate it. Good night.
This podcast is produced and edited by Hey Guys Media Group. Want to start a podcast? Check out heyguysmediagroup.com.